Hello and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing for you the Dyson Airwrap 20mm barrels. These are very new to the market, been out of stock for quite a while, and I've finally got my hands on them. So I've got the full Dyson Airwrap system in what they call long. So my barrels are long compared to some of the others that are a bit shorter. So the actual Dyson Airwrap full kit is about £450, and then the extra accessories like these are £30. So this video is actually in collaboration with another YouTuber, Izzy Woo, who is someone who's absolutely, Izzy loves makeup, loves beauty, loves doing product reviews, as do I. So I said to her, would you like to do a product review together on the new Airwrap barrels? So that's what we've done. Now I've got very long hair, whereas Izzy's got quite short hair, probably shoulder length, whereas mine's past my bust. So it'll be a very good comparison for you to see my hair compared to hers, and obviously if you're interested in seeing them both. So let's get into today's video. Right, so first of all I've got to prepare my hair, prep the hair. So I washed my hair yesterday. A lot of people do this on freshly washed hair, but I don't find it doesn't hold the curls quite as well for me. So I prefer to have at least a day's dirt on it, and then I will dampen it down again and start from scratch, which also means your hair isn't completely wet through, which you don't use the tool on completely wet hair. So for me, it's a better option. So I'll just brush my hair through to start with. This is the Tangle Teezer wet and dry brush, so absolutely ideal for this purpose. Right, and then what I'm going to do, I've actually, to help with hopefully setting the curls and keeping them in for longer, I'm going to try some of this. It's just a setting lotion from Superdrug, and it's got Pro Vitamin B5 in it. It's quick drying, long lasting, extra firm hold. This sort of stuff people use, you know, when they set their hair with rollers to help keep it in, to help keep the curls in. So what I've done, I've decanted a bit of it into a spray bottle and I've mixed it with water. It's about half and half. So I'm going to just dampen my hair down with this, and hopefully this might help to keep the curls in a bit longer. So I'm not going to go too crazy, not going to wet my whole head. As you can see, the roots aren't too damp, it's just mainly the bits that I want to be curled. I need to get a bit more on those ends, because it's the ends that sort of hold the curl well. But as we go along, I will put some more on. Right, so that is about it. So what you would do if you're doing it from completely wet, you'd use the pre-styler now. So let me just quickly show you how to put this on. So get that part of the main barrel of the Dyson Airwrap, and then you've got a little lock thing there. So you just pop that into place. You hear the click? It's just got sort of a couple of plastic bits on it that click into these little gaps. So that's into place. And then on the device, there's these three buttons. So you've got this one here, which shows the different speeds of the airflow. You've got here 3 different options of heat. So cool, medium, hotter, or hot. And then you've got the on off. So I'll just pop that on to show you what I mean. So it goes on. And then you can move these up and down. So you hear the difference there. And then that's the heat button there. So I tend to have mine on full heat and full speed. So what you'd do now, if your hair was really wet, you would dry part of it. Obviously I'm not going to do that too much because my hair's not completely wet through, but you have to have it, I'd say probably about 80% dry. So It depends on personal preference and your hair type, your hair length, but you'll get to work that out as you go along. Right, so I'm going to just section my hair off just to keep some of it out of the way. Best to do this because as you go round, you will find it does tend to suck up bits of hair that you might not want it to do. So the barrels have got different arrows on which indicate which direction the hair goes. Again, personal preference. Some people like to mix it up a bit and do some this way, some that way sort of thing. But the trend at the minute, or what's recommended, is any that are near your face, you do away from your face rather than in. Just sort of opens it up a little bit more and it looks a bit nicer. So on this side, I need to do the ones that brush away. So what I do, I get about an inch worth of hair. Depends how tight you want your curls to be, or how much hair you've got really. So just brush it through. Make sure there's product all the way through, or water, and then you get the Airwrap, turn it on, and then you go behind the hair near the end, and it will suck the hair up. You can see how that did that? And then what I do, I tend to give it a little shake just so it gets the hair on there nicely and neat. And then what I do, I tend to do a few goes near the end of the hair because that's where I want it to be curliest, and then I'll go up the rest to the hair, to the scalp. Now it depends how close you want your curls to be to your hair. Some people like to leave a bit of a length so they've got sort of straight and then the curls, whereas I like to go quite close to my actual head. So I get to the top and then I'll sometimes just give it a little twist just so it gets quite close to my head. Now it does get quite hot, so what I tend to do if it gets a bit too close to my head, I'll pop a cool shot on just so it cools it down a little bit, and then I'll go again with the heat. So once the hair feels dry, you don't need to turn it off. You'll be able to gauge how it either changes colour or you can feel it. You pop the cool shot on for about 10 seconds just to lock the curl into place. So that's up there, and then the cool shot is the same button as the on-off switch. Just hold that into place for about 10 seconds and then turn it off. Just let the machine turn off and then pull it out, and you've got some wonderful curls. Wow, look at those. Now what I do, for one, to keep it out the way, and for two, to lock the curls in even more, I actually pin my curls. I've not seen many people do that when they've been using the Dyson, but I find for me it gives the hair a chance to cool down properly, and as I've just said, it keeps it out of the way. So all I use is just some little hairpins. I actually got these, I think, with a set of rollers, but I'm sure you can get something like this off eBay. And then you just pin it out of the way. So let's carry on with the next section. So I just taught you through it again. So pick about an inch worth of hair, brush it through. That one feels nice and damp still. Turn the Airwrap on, go behind it, just let it find its way and it will suck the hair in. Dry the ends a little bit. See how that goes nice and neat if I do it like that. Goes nicely up the barrel. And then I'll go up to the scalp. Turn it a couple of times to get a bit closer. You can feel that's going dry, so now pop the cool shot on. About 10 seconds. Turn it off, let it close down, and then just gently pull it out. Look at that! And then again, I shall just pin that up. Right, so I'm just going to carry on doing the rest of this side now. And one thing I've noticed just doing this, because I've not done it from completely wet hair, it's not taking as long to dry, obviously. But normally when it's completely wet through, even though I have sort of semi-dried it, I think because the roots are still a bit wetter, it takes a lot longer. So this seems to be a bit of a quicker way for me to do it. Right, so that's half of it done. I'll just give you a quick whiz round so you can see how it looks from the back. So what I'm going to do now, because I'm going to do that side, I'm going to swap the barrel over. And I'm going to crack on with some of this hair. Now this hair is almost dried, so it's got plenty of product on it, but I'm going to have to dampen it down again, like I said earlier on. That side took me about 20-25 minutes. So now I'm going to carry on with this side. Do you find it? I love doing it. I find it quite therapeutic. And then the neater you can get the hair going on, the slicker and neater the curl will be. See how nice and flat that is? So as you can see, the hair's starting to change colour where it's drying. And then I'll pop the cool shot on, 10 seconds, turn it off, and out it pops. Look at this. These curls are amazing. But you see how smooth that one is? So I just curl that in a bit and then I'll pin it. Right, so that bit's quite thick, so I'll probably split that into two. Twist it in and then hold it in place for a bit. Full shot and turn it off. There's another lovely curl. Right, I'm just going to carry on and do the rest of the hair now. So these ones are a bit closer to my face. I don't tend to do them as tight to my head because I don't want it to be too curly near my near the front of my head. So this is the very final one. I've just put a bit more product on there, and here we go. And then I'll just do it about there, not too close to my head. So I don't fold this one in like I have the others. Don't turn it in. And then depending on how tight or loose you want them, these barrels have got quite a bit of difference between the thickness from the bottom to the top. So the thinner bit at the top means the tighter the curl. And then full shot, and then turn it off. So I'm not sure if I actually need to do the cool shot because I leave mine to cool down in the pins, but I've just done it like that so you can see how you might want to do it if you don't use these pins. So that's it all done. I'll just give you another quick spin round. So I'm going to leave that for about half an hour now just to cool down. This side's completely cool already, but this side still feels a little bit warm. So I'm just going to let that cool down and then I'll come back and show you what it's like when I take the pins out. Okay, so I've left that. I actually ended up leaving it for about an hour. So these are well and truly cooled down now. A couple have started popping out. So let's take out the pins and see what we're left with. I think I'm going to put you on a time lapse to do this because it might take a while. This is exactly what I've been looking for. It wasn't quite enough with the 30. Just it curled, gave me beautiful curls, but not enough that I thought it would last for very long. Now, bearing in mind, I haven't put any hairspray on there, just my little concoction. So just to recap, the hair was washed yesterday, so it's got a day's wear on it, and then I've used this setting spray with water. So if this is a little bit too curly for you, I'd suggest one of these, either an afro comb or a wide tooth comb. So I'll just give it a little go with this. I really don't want to brush out too many curls. It might even make it more curly. Yeah, you can see it just brushes it out a smidge and makes it a little bit longer. I'm absolutely blown away with how that's turned out. really, really chuffed. And I think for me, those curls will stay in all day because they just feel so bouncy and just curly. They just feel gorgeous. So don't forget to check out Izzy's channel. I'm really looking forward to seeing what hers looks like because her hair's a lot shorter than mine. But if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments box down below and I'll try to answer them for you. So thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.